Hello, my name is Tamara Lewis, and I am the chair of our church's Launching the Next Legacy capital campaign. 40 years ago, our church congregation sold their current building, launched out in faith, and built this building on one of the most unique properties in the city. They renamed themselves Hillcrest Apostolic Church. It was a step of faith, but they believed God was in it. They built with a heart to reach more people for Christ. 40 years later, those who dreamed and prayed and sacrificed to provide this building are surrounded by those who have made Hillcrest their home church since then. We experienced the great blessing that their vision for the future and obedience to the Lord has provided for us. They have left us a legacy. And after many months of deliberation with the board and staff and building committee, and after receiving a positive vote from our regular attenders and members to go ahead, we have launched a capital campaign to set ourselves up for the next phase of effectiveness.
This building is quite an incredible gift from one generation to another, and we want to make sure that we do our part to take care of it so we can pass it on to another generation. After 40 years, we have stuck with starting to fall off the building, water damage on ceiling tiles within the building, cracks in the gym floor, and concrete slabs that have sunk in many areas. The walls and floors have separated, and you can see under the walls to the next room. The first thing we want to do is fix these different problems in our siding, roof, and floors to protect this valuable ministry tool. There is stucco replacement on the upper sanctuary and outer valance that needs to be done. We also need to do some roof patching and coating to extend the life of the roof. The foundation is sunk in some parts and needs to be lifted. Thankfully, technology is now available that makes that easier to do. We are also planning to replace many 40-year-old doors, and we need to replace our heating and control and some of our ducting. We've been entrusted with a valuable ministry tool, and we want to preserve it and enhance it for future generations of ministry.
Our entryway is one of the first impressions we make with new people. We want this space to be welcoming and to communicate that we were expecting people to come and that we're glad they did. We want to replace our crumbling sidewalks by our handicap parking, renovate the foyer, and put in a welcome desk manned by several smiling, helpful people who can welcome and assist people as they come. This will reclaim lots of space in our foyer, and the whole area will feel larger. We also want to have indoor signage throughout our building that matches the design of everything else and helps people know where to go.
Our kids ministry wing will be getting some big updates. Part of this will likely be a designated kids and family entrance with clear signage outside that lets families know where to come in. This will also communicate to the city that kids really matter here and that this is a church for families. Once inside, we want the check-in experience and area to be appealing for kids and easy for parents. We want new families to have a sense that things are well handled and that they can trust our team with their children. We also want it to be an atmosphere that can inspire faith conversations for our families. Our desire is to create a hospitable and inviting space for others to set them at ease and generate a sense of anticipation.
40 years ago, our church building and its tall steeple could be seen above the skyline of the city of Moose Jaw. Now, years later, we've gone from short trees and a tall steeple to tall trees and no steeple. We are much less visible to the city. The corner of our building that people can see from the service road and from Main Street is the back corner of our building. We'd like to make that corner more attractive and add much better signage. That includes standalone signage and signage on the building. Our current sign is old and tired and doesn't stand out anymore in the growing north end of our city. We want the whole city to know that we are a church that is active, full of life, and has something to offer them and their families.
The last area we hope to renovate is our main gathering space, is our church auditorium where hundreds come every week to worship and hear the Word of God proclaimed. We have never had a sound system that was actually designed for our space. We would like to have a system that allows for current technology and that is friendlier for the ears of all ages. We also want a lighting system that enhances the overall experience while being able to control it with one centralized lighting board. Our carpet and seating are also overdue for an update as they are original to the building. We desire to renew our gathering space for the sake of our church family and for our community that uses it for graduations, Christmas programs, weddings, funerals, and conferences.
So how will it work? We are envisioning God to supply $1.8 million through us over a 3-year period of time. You will be given a pledge card, we invite you to pray and to seek God as to how you will pledge to give to launching the next legacy. It is important for all of us to understand that our pledges and that our giving to launching the next legacy is over and above our tithes and regular giving. We desire to see that the regular ministries of Hillcrest Church continue to flourish and grow during this time. On Pledge Sunday, December 18th, we will welcome people to make a 3-year pledge. We can't all give the same amount because we all have different incomes. It's not about equal gifts anyway, but it is about equal sacrifice. To see this, it will take a new level of surrender, a new level of sacrifice, and a new level of trust in Him. I believe if each one of us will pray and ask Him what He desires for us to give, that God will provide all we need to see this project move from a desire to a reality. Jesus said in Matthew 5 to His followers, "You are the light of the world. A city on a hill cannot be hidden. So let your light shine so people will see your good works and praise your Father in heaven." According to Jesus, we are the light of the world here in Moose Jaw. I'm excited about what God will do through launching the next legacy. I'm excited about how He will expand our faith as we trust Him to build His kingdom.